Hi guys. I just got out of the gym. I'm back in Utah. I know that's crazy. I've been in Houston for the last 2 months. But today we're gonna do a nice little car chat because it's been a while. But what I want to talk about today is when things go right by going wrong. Okay? Now, I like to talk about this specifically because I believe once you kind of understand this concept, then you can just cultivate a deeper faith for your God, because you start to understand that, you know, everything is a piece of the story. It's a piece of the puzzle, right? And our God or the all or the universe acts as this divine creator of the entire puzzle, and it can see what the puzzle is supposed to turn into. Like, what is the picture that all these little pieces are supposed to create? And we cannot see that big picture, right? We can't see what the whole book is about quite yet. But our higher being, this higher power that exists, that we all know exists, name it what you will, knows what that puzzle is supposed to turn into. Now, this is in regards to macro and micro. So we may never be able to conceptualize exactly what this whole thing is and what it's for, but it knows, and it can comprehend, what the purpose, or whether or not there is a purpose that lives within all of this. And then in the micro, it also, within your own life, can foresee when something actually won't be a good fit for you, even if for a long time you've been hoping for something particular, let's say a person, or to go to like a certain place, a certain college, these big things, right? And they can be even smaller, but these big choices, these big places that we desire to move to, or let's see, I think a really good one is the jobs that we desire to get, things like that. It's able to see whether or not those things are actually a good fit for us or not. How many times has it happened to you where you felt like you lost out on something, like you missed something, everything just lined up in a perfectly imperfect way, and you were unable to do what it is that you wanted to do, see who you wanted to see, whatever. And you're so upset in the moment. But you find out maybe days, hours, minutes, could be months, years later, that it was actually a good thing that you didn't receive exactly what it was that you were wanting, right? That's a pretty common occurrence. I mean, most people have experienced that at least. I mean, I was gonna say like once or twice, but it's like, this is something that probably happens pretty commonly, like at least I would say like once or twice a year that something really big happens like this. An example that I can provide is something like, I wanted to join this Amazon automation company, and I wanted to start selling stores in Utah, because they were doing so well. People were making a lot of money selling the stores, and the stores were actually successful, making people hundreds of thousands of dollars. And there were just all these things that stopped me from being able to sell a store. Like, I wanted to watch how my store went, before I ended up selling other stores to other people. And there were just so many barriers that were like not allowing my store to produce. At the time, that did not feel like a blessing in any way, right? It felt like, well, what the heck? Like, I've been trying to do this. Like, because I know it's going to make me a lot of money, and it's not working for me, but it's working for everyone else. Why not? And all these roadblocks like kept coming our way. So I didn't end up selling any stores. But then the entire company fell apart. It's actually like a big thing in Utah. It like turned into being this like huge scam. People lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. People literally took out loans on their homes to buy these stores and lost their homes, which is crazy that people did that, or that they even advised for people to do that. And the people that were in charge of this whole thing ended up going to prison. It's insane. So if I had sold these stores, which at the time felt like what I really wanted to do, I wanted my store to be successful, and then I wanted to help other people get rich by selling these stores. If I had done that, if I had sold one store, my conscience would never recover, because every single one of the stores that were purchased at that $40,000 mark were shut down. Every single one. Because the people that were selling it, they were overselling it. It just fell apart. It just fell apart. People weren't delivering the correct things. It fell apart. And so almost all the stores that were created with this company were flagged and deactivated. So all this goes to say, life can feel like it's not working out for you. And then in reality, you can find out later on that it is in fact working for you. Or at least what's going on is part of that bigger puzzle. And we need to understand that the perspective we have is so limited that it just doesn't allow us to see that full picture. It doesn't, because our minds are finite. And whatever it is that created all of this has an infinite mind. It's able to see all possibilities, all dimensions, all realities. Time is not linear to whatever has created all of this, which means you should trust it over yourself. You should trust it, because you just don't know. That's why they say it's not our place to judge, because how could we even properly judge what we don't understand, what we could never understand, you know? So if there's like a guy that you really want, or a girl that you really want, or like a job that you really want, and it's just not panning out how it's supposed to, or let's say there's this apartment that you have locked down and you really wanted it, but there's not enough like money, you're not able to find the resources to pay for it. Take it as redirection and realize that perhaps it's the biggest gift that you could receive. It's a blessing in itself that you're not able to get this thing. And then on top of that, it's a confirmation of whatever is kind of in contrast with that. So for me, I just barely said, like, I had a hard time finding, this was a personal story. I had a hard time finding money to pay for an apartment that I was planning on getting into, because I had initially separated from my boyfriend. We decided to get back together, and then I was supposed to pay for my apartment, but there was just nothing. It just wasn't coming together that the apartment would be paid for in time. Like, I wasn't having any energetic like inspiration to ask anybody, like, or ask for help necessarily, and there was just nothing like panning out like in time for that to work out. And on top of that, there were certain things that worked out to make it even easier for me to pull out of this contract as well. Like, it literally went from a 6-month lease to month to month, like last minute. The landlord changed it, and I just realized, you know, even though I couldn't find the money for this apartment, maybe that was confirmation that me getting back into this partnership was the correct move. Does that make sense? Like, that it was working out for me. Like, that it's redirection, that it was gently guiding me towards what it was that I was supposed to be doing. We just need to take a microscope to our lives and realize, like, there's purpose, there's meaning, there's message behind every single thing that happens to us. And if you can't figure something out in the moment, maybe that's redirection towards something better, okay? And yes, we can think like, we can really take this the other way and make this a very negative thing, but like, what does that serve us? What does that serve us? It helps so much to like view this life as something that's happening for us, because then things start happening for us more frequently, because what we notice is what we get, okay? thank you so much for listening today. I hope you guys enjoyed this car talk. It's been a little while since we've had one. I'm so excited to have each and every one of you here. Again, we're gonna get a lot more consistent and just like keep on going all in with this YouTube, you guys, because I definitely know that it's what I'm meant to do here. So thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.